Lian Li Lancool 217 is interesting, and not just because it's got these funky wood accents on it, but because of a number of other highlights that make it worth looking at. Potentially really good value for money considering how many fans are packed into it and just how easy it is to install in. You can see we've got a multitude of fans included in here as standard, as well as support for rear connect motherboards and standard motherboards, and up to a 360mm all-in-one cooler on top really easily. And it works with the company's vertical GPU mount that they released recently too. You'll see there's large fans on the front and reverse blade fans on the bottom, and those fans are already wired into a little fan hub that you can then connect up to the motherboard really easily. So these are powerful fans that run really quietly and efficiently, and that makes it pretty straightforward to set up. It does have some quirks to it though. For example, the power supply unit mounts sideways into the case with an extension lead, and if you want to, you can then put an SSD on the tray above the power supply unit, which is certainly not going to be for everybody, but if you want to be able to see your SSD for some reason, you can. Alternatively, you can more logically mount them at the rear on the standard sort of trays that you can see here, and there are other places too. Now, it supports both rear connect and standard motherboards, giving you the option to easily install ATX boards, whichever your preference. And I really like using rear connect boards because it means you can plug all the cables in at the back really easily, and there's no hassle here because there's plenty of space with the Velcro ties for tidying up cables and making sure they're neat enough that you can close the rear door. My cable tidying isn't amazing, but I still managed to shut the door on the case after building with it. Also, if you install a GPU in the standard position, it's really easy to run the power cable up behind those front fans and into the graphics card and not have it tight, so there's no worries there, and make it look really neat as well, so that's not a problem either. There's also a simple anti-sag bracket on the right hand side that can easily be adjusted to support your GPU as well, so you don't have to worry about sag, and that can just be raised up after loosening a screw at the rear for simple support on your GPU, which is nice. So lots of nice little features here, and a really good looking case by the end of it, although perhaps those wood accents won't be for everybody. During my testing, I found that it runs really quietly and has decent performance depending on the specs of your machine, so it might be worth considering and good value.